Okay, so we decided to do our international business etiquette project on the country of China. Every country does business differently, which is why the business etiquette varies between countries. There are a variety of business customs, standards, and ideals as a result of this. Generally, for the business etiquette in China, it's pretty uniform and well understood. A couple of key ideals to remember are that you should probably behave calmly, avoid strong negative statements, be punctual, dress modestly, understand the concept of face, and be aware of your body language. And to kind of like help you guys orient where you're at, I'm pretty sure we all know where China is, but here's a map of China and its flag. You can see the capital of Beijing is found in the northeastern area of the country, up close to the coast. And you can also see the Chinese flag on the right-hand side. The Chinese flag is recognized by its red backdrop with 5 golden stars in the upper left-hand corner. The red of the flag depicts the communist revolution in China, and the stars are meant to represent the unity among Chinese individuals under the Communist Party. There's one larger star surrounded by 4 smaller stars. The large star is meant to symbolize the Communist Party of China, while the 4 smaller ones are intended to represent the Chinese people. China is located in Southeast Asia, as you can see on this map. It's along the coastline of the Pacific Ocean and it is the world's 3rd largest country. You can see its size comparison whenever you compare it to like continents, like it's bigger than Australia and it's just a country. So you can see how large it is and why it's the 3rd largest country in the world. Now, to go over some of the demographics in China, China is the world's most populous country with a population of 1.4 billion. As a result, China is very diverse in relation to its cultural heritage, language, and religion. To exemplify this diversity, there are 56 ethnic groups in China, but 91.6% of the population belongs to the Han people, making them the largest ethnic group in the country. The official language of China is Mandarin, as more than 70% of the population speaks it, but there are several other dialects such as the Yu, Zhang, Min, Gan, Wu, and Hakka dialects that are used all throughout the country. And in reference to religion, China possesses great diversity in its beliefs. In a statement, the Chinese government claimed to recognize the following 5 major religions. You can see them listed here: Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Catholicism, and Protestantism. So you can see that China is a relatively diverse country full of different ethnicities, languages, and religions. However, business etiquette in China is uniform and well understood, as I said earlier. So there are a couple of necessary facts that you should know before doing business in China. The first is going to be the idea of face, which essentially refers to a cultural understanding of respect, honor, and social standing. And it indicates that an individual's words or actions, whether they're good or bad, impacts their face value. So for example, if someone were to be disrespectful or expose a business failure while in a business meeting in China, he or she would lose their face, would lose face. However, if someone were to show great respect towards their superior or do some sort of good action, then they would gain face. So that's kind of the idea of face. And then the second is body language and nonverbal communication. It's pivotal to understand before going into business in China. Most Chinese businessmen do not speak with their hands, and they point whenever they do speak with their hands with an open palm rather than just the index finger. They also consider bad posture, fidgeting with hands and arms during business meetings. They consider that to be rude and disrespectful to the individual who is speaking. And understanding these necessary facts about business etiquette in China is vital to business success in this country.
The business appearance in China is conservative and modest. Women are expected to wear business suits or dresses with high necks. Clothing that is too revealing isn't allowed and considered to be offensive to the businessmen. When wearing dresses, there should be no flashy colors and should be more more of the neutral and dark colors is what is preferred. The dresses should be below the knee. No shorts are allowed in the workplace ever. No flashy jewelry, and women are expected to wear flats or very low heels. For more formal things, women are able to wear high heels. Men are expected to wear business pants/slacks with a button-up shirt. If it is more formal attire, men are expected to wear a tie. Men aren't able to take off their business suits because it is considered rude and inappropriate to take them off. Women can't wear too much makeup as well, no bright eyeshadow, lipstick, and men and women are expected not to color their hair any unnatural bright colors as well.
Business behavior in China is very important, and one thing you must remember is China is a collectivist society, so uh, the group is a lot more important than the individual. So if you want to make a deal with a Chinese company, you must think of something that furthers the group and not just an individual. And when you are in a business meeting, only talk to the highest ranked person in the room. In China, hierarchy is very important, and it would be considered malpractice and very rude if you talk to someone of lower rank. Also, direct eye contact can also be considered very rude. Gift giving is also a very important practice in China, but there are lots of rules and regulations that go along with it. The first one would be the recipient will decline the gift 3 times before they accept it. The gift should always be wrapped, but not in solid black or white, because they are mourning colors. And when you present the gift, present it with 2 hands. Do not give a gift of 4 because it is an unlucky number, but giving a gift of 8 is considered very lucky. Do not give a gift in a group setting because this will cause humiliation or losing face to the recipient due to a policy on bribery in China.
The communication for business in China tends to be very shy and indirect. Many do not say no when discussing business things. They may say, yes, that's a good point, but I need to think about it because they see a straight up no as being disrespectful and a form of embarrassment for the other party. If you were to agree with a Chinese person in business, point out indirectly will be much more appreciated. Another form of communication would be bowing. It is a form of great respect. And when you present a business card, you should present it with 2 hands with the writing facing the person receiving the card. And many Chinese business cards are written with both Mandarin and English on either side of the card. And you're to present the Mandarin side face up, pointing towards the recipient of the card.
Okay, so now that you all have heard about the business appearance, behavior, and communication in Chinese culture, we're going to go over the Hofstede's dimensions of national culture in China. So you can see that there are 6 different categories here. The power distance refers to how the country generally handles inequalities between the citizens. You can see that this is pretty high for the Chinese culture. The high power distance here is essentially indicating that whenever that people just understand where they rank and they're just okay with that in Chinese culture. And the second category refers to like the differences in societies where individuals only care for themselves and their family you can see that individualism scored relatively low in China. So they only have a 20. So they're like pretty collective. As Evan addressed earlier, they're a pretty collectivist society, which is why they got a low individualism score. And you can see that they scored highly in masculinity with a score of 66. It refers to a preference for achievement, heroism, assertiveness, and material rewards for success. So there's a much greater emphasis on this in Chinese culture than femininity, which leans towards cooperation and helpfulness. You can also see that they have a relatively low uncertainty avoidance score of 30. And this refers to societies in which individuals are troubled or scared about the ambiguity of the future. So they have a low score because they don't have high concerns about the future and not being able to know what the future holds. And then they scored high in the dimension of long-term orientation with a score of 87. So this essentially refers to like their holds on the past and how they cope and prepare for the future. Chinese culture places a very strong emphasis on maintaining time-honored trends, but still looking towards the future with a little bit of skepticism, hence their long-term orientation score. And they received a 24 for their indulgence. This dimension kind of refers to whether a society is free to enjoy their life or if the society is heavily regulated. As we know, China is a pretty heavily regulated society, which explains their low indulgence score.